Hi, I'm Avril Jensen, and you're watching the Music Enthusiast.
Today I'm joined by a rising artist from here in Quebec, and she is about to drop a new EP that you need on your radar. It's out on October 3rd, but here is my conversation with Avril. I wanted to start off with a question, and that is, what is your fondest musical memory?
Dad is a musician, so we always had access to music and to instruments at home. I made a band with my best friend in like fourth grade, and we wrote songs, and it was pretty much like the first time I ever wrote songs. It was like the first time I actually went into like producing my stuff and like trying to understand how it worked. I listened to it like now. I think that like kind of started it.
What were your roles in the band? What did you guys play?
We were just like both singers and songwriters. It's so funny because I have like very old recordings of us at school just like singing our parts and then singing like, okay, so like the bass is gonna do this and like the drums could be like this. Like we were just like beatboxing and singing random stuff.
I feel like we all did that and like sort of like look back on it slightly embarrassing. So it's cool that like you're on the other side of it where you're like, okay, like it's actually pretty cool. Looking back on it now, were you like, okay, like they were onto something, or are you more so like, okay, actually that's not a good idea?
It's funny because like 99% of the songs are like still suck, but there's one song in that I've been saying for years. Like, dude, this could have been if this was given to Marimé, it would have been a hit. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm genuinely considering like putting it on like SoundCloud or something so that people can validate me. It's
Yeah.
just hear this song and hear that it was made by like 9-year-olds
Mhm.
and that we were just so good.
You guys were onto something.
Yeah, we were. We definitely were.
And what was the first song that you like fell in love with?
Oh my God, that's so hard to say. I would say like the first song that really made me realize that even though I was young, I could make music and that it was like a possible path for me to take. Bellyache by Billie Eilish. I mean, I get compared to Billie Eilish all the time, so I try not to like talk about her, but that one is just like too obvious. I discovered her when I was like 14 or 15, I think. I remember finding out about her because of a trend on Musically. Like, you know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about?
think so.
I remember like the video for Belly came out. I was just looking at it and I was like, dude, that's so good. And she was 15 in it. So it just like she's a year older than me, and it just made me really realize that I've kind of always wanted to be a singer. I had kind of been given up on it for the last like years, only because I have so many like interests, and I it wasn't like, oh, I want to be a singer. But then when I found out about this music video and this song, I was like, okay, she's basically my age and she makes fire music with a family member. Like I make music with my dad, so I was like, that's like so cool, I could do that.
That's so funny because I used to play the ukulele. Actually, the first song I learned.
But that's real. I would have done the same for sure.
You mentioned having other art interests before music. So, what were the other sort of pathways you were on before you headed straight to music?
I wanted to be a screenwriter for the longest time, and I kind of still want to be. Like I'd love to make a movie or like a TV show one day. Anything that's related to writing, to creative writing, has always been like my main interest. I love video games, and so I've been wanting to like write a video game and that kind of stuff, and also like really random shit. Like I wanted to be stunt double for really long, architect also, just like so many things. And then one day I was like 15, I was like, nope, actually there's this one thing that is kind of up there.
I feel like with music and just like living in Montreal, like you could easily blend all of those things into like your music project.
You're right, Montreal is so full of like creative people in that kind of industry that it's definitely a right place. And also I wanted to be an astronaut for really long. I think my dream job is astronaut.
That's crazy.
I had to give up on that dream. If I do one turn like on myself, I will throw up. It's I have a terrible like internal ear, so I gave up. But it's
At least you have the other things to like keep your brain really going. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Your new EP is called Parfois, jours, du I know there's a track in this EP that goes along with the title, but did the title come first before the song, or was it the other way around?
Actually, the title, I took it from one of my favorite books, which is called Soie, which is a silk. It's a just a beautiful book. And my favorite quote of all time is in that book. And it starts with Parfois, les jours de vent. I've had that title for years. Like when I first read that book, like 3 or 4 years ago, the beginning of the quote just like really stuck with me. And I was like, damn, that's a really good like album title or
It is.
something. Even though I really wasn't planning on making in like a French EP 3 years ago, I was like, if I ever make one, that would be the title for sure.
Yeah, because your last EP was mostly in English, and this one is almost completely in French. So when going into making this album, did you sort of work around the name of the album?
The more I was writing in French, the more I realized I wrote a lot about like nature and like the sea and the stars and the sky and all that kind of stuff. So like that's where my I guess my main inspiration for writing in French comes from. So it was kind of a great fit to like to use Parfois les jours de vent. I think also having this title that was already pretty like nature uh kind of vibe probably also influenced the way I was thinking about the EP and how I wrote for it.
And you are playing Pop Montreal very soon.
Yes.
I wanted to know who are your favorite Montreal artists?
You know what? I'm gonna say first of all my sister because she has a project coming up.
What's her artist name?
It's Clara Roy Jensen. I mean, I kind of have to say Claude Pelgag. I can never get enough of her music. It's just so good. L'Étoile Thoracique is probably like my favorite Québécois album of all time. I think when I discovered it like 4 or 5 years ago, I was staying at my friend's house for like 3 weeks in the summer. Almost every day, we would just like be, hey, should we go listen to the album? And just lay down and play the album and just listen to it. That would be our like activity.
And if you let a pigeon into your band or your team, what would the pigeon's role be?
That's a great question.
Never thought of this, huh?
No, but I feel like I should have. Honestly, I was about to say like manager because I feel like pigeons know everyone.
They know everyone.
They've gotten food from everyone. Like they've been harassed and like violated by everyone. Like they know who are the good people. Because I've been on this whole thing of like defending pigeons, as I guess you are too. Because like they were domesticated and pretty much just like abandoned, and now everyone's like, oh, a dirty pigeon. But it's like, no, they're really cool and nice. If I could get a pigeon manager, he could tell me, or it could tell me like who are the good people in the city, who respects them for sure.
If someone does you wrong, they could steal their food.
Yeah, right. Point.
So we're all taking on pigeons as our managers. It is proven by us. I asked randomquestion.com to give me a random question for you. Your question is, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I've thought about this. I mean, the obvious answer is teleportation. I'm in the team that thinks teleportation also equals flying because if you teleport like super, super fast into the air, I mean, it's basically flying, right?
Exactly.
I think teleportation is capitalistic in a way because it makes you not appreciate the travel. So I think we should learn as a society to stop saying teleportation and appreciate the fact that it takes us like 8 hours of plane, which is already pretty really fast. I've always had this kind of superpower thing to kind of know everything, but not the things that I can learn, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I can learn languages, I can learn how to cook something, but like, what if right now I could know, like, you know, the statistics that we don't know about, or
Ooh,
like
okay.
stuff that you can't possibly evaluate or find in books or like learn like organically. I would have a superpower to know those things like, oh, how many people have a crush on me right now.
You have like seven lookalikes in the whole world, like knowing who the lookalikes are.
Knowing where they
What if
are,
I never meet one?
right? It's so, yeah, I know.
If
Thank
someone
you.
asks me what my superpower is, I might just steal that.
As
Amazing.
long as I stop people from picking teleportation, it's amazing.
And a very last question for you. Who are your favorite artists right now?
You know what? I'm actually gonna say a Montreal band that I forgot to name earlier, which is Marie Celeste. I just love them so much. I love them as people. I love their music so much. I want to do stuff with them all the time. Like I just want to make music with them. It's just so fun. Adrian Lenker and Elliott Smith. I was late on that train. I found out about them like 2 years ago. They've been such a big influence on the EP. Last one is probably also like Sufjan Stevens. Elliott Smith, Sufjan Stevens, and Adrian Lenker are like the three people that inspired the most the music I make now.
I definitely like hear the resemblance listening to these singles. It's 100% there. Thank you so much for chatting with me. This has been so great.
Thank you. It was my honor. It was really fun.
I mean, since you watched us talk about her new album and all the other fun things, I think it's only fair that you give a listen to her new album releasing on October 3rd and connect with her everywhere.